My name is Brooke Ponder, and I'm going to be giving a speech about whether or not it's okay to spank children, and if it's not, what effects it could have on their lives. It's what you see happen out in public so many people believe is okay. Let me set the scene for you. A child begins misbehaving, and without even trying to correct them, the parent quickly loses patience and begins to physically punish their child. What this parent may not realize is that they're actually setting their child up to be more susceptible to a psychological disorder later in life. Kids are going to mess up and behave inappropriately at times, but that's just part of it. It's a parent's responsibility to correct this child, but in a humane way that the child will understand and not feel bad about themselves more. Just as children should have respect for their parents, I believe that parents should have respect for their children. Harsh physical punishment can lead to psychological problems later in a child's life. Most parents typically resort to a punishment of this sort, but that is no longer okay. Multiple studies have found that it is very harmful for these actions to be taken. Corporal punishment is no longer a routine thing in school anymore. This type of punishment only discourages the current behavior. When children are being punished for something, they need to be told why what they are doing is wrong and given an opportunity to correct it before being hit with no explanation whatsoever. Children that are harshly punished for most of their life are probably going to become aggressive later in life. They begin to believe that this vicious cycle is okay and reciprocate the aggressive behavior that comes along with it. These are all just more reasons as to why parents should not spank or physically punish their children. Though it might not show up right away, studies show that most children who are on the receiving end of harsh physical punishment will be more susceptible to developing psychological problems. They can develop mood and anxiety disorders. They can also develop drug and alcohol dependencies. And there's a 2 to 7% increase in the chance for children that were physically punished to develop these behaviors than those who were not physically punished. Although spanking children might seem to work at the time, it's not really working. It only discourages the current behavior, but does not explain why. Harsh physical punishment can be described as pushing, slapping, hitting, or forcefully grabbing your child. If any of these actions are taken on a child after they have misbehaved, they may be confused as to why they're in trouble. Small children, even all children, need to understand why they are getting in trouble for how they are behaving. Simply hitting them and not giving an explanation only discourages the current behavior and does not give them an example of how to correct the behavior or even a chance to fix it. Oftentimes, after they're physically punished, children will be left feeling confused as to why they've just been hit. It should also be cautioned when this behavior is going to be used because it can lead to children becoming aggressive as they get older. Aggressive behaviors are to be expected from children that have been physically punished in a harsh way. After being hit for multiple years, children believe to begin that this behavior is okay and start to follow a pattern where they will eventually become aggressive too. They will think that it is okay to hit others and might even become abusive to their parents and families one day. There have been many studies done to prove that harsh physical punishment is a trap that too many people often fall into. Although it is believed that spanking children is okay, it's really not. Ample studies have been done that prove this, and parents should strongly reconsider their forms of punishment if they want to avoid destructive behaviors from their children in the future. So parents, break this vicious cycle and discipline your children in a different, more constructive way. Thank you. And I got most of my information from www.care2.com.